good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and a heartfelt welcome to Lions International Presents News 18 Shri Shakti 2025 Mumbai edition. This isn't just another edition, it's the first ever regional edition of Shri Shakti in a state that has consistently shaped India's story through its women leaders, grassroots change makers, and bold policy moves. This evening, we spotlight that power and the regional voices driving national change.
You work in a portfolio in an area that's very politically charged, that constantly sees protests. If you say some trees are going to be felled for the next phase of metro, there are going to be protests.
I look at it with very open-mindedly, and that is the outlook of government also. Because unless you can't, gag people for that they should not criticize. I know that we have so much of ambitious projects in our basket, and we want them to happen as quickly as possible. But still, while implementing the projects, we have to run the democratic processes. We need to know what people want, and we need to hear them out. So in the entire project management or project implementation cycle, this kind of hearing people's suggestions, objections, that is, everything is inbuilt in all our regulatory requirements which you say. Right now also we are now working on Mumbai's another underground project, which is Metro Line 11. 2 days back only we published a notification. The project is still under approval. But before that, we have published a notice. We have published the alignment, which is today's draft alignment, and we have sought suggestion and objections on that. And this process keeps happening throughout the project implementation cycle. So if there is a criticism, it means there is some input which you need to take constructively, and then make necessary changes wherever possible. If those changes are not possible, then go back to people, go back to all the stakeholders and inform them.
आपको ये डर लगता है कि रेडियो मीडियम खत्म हो जाएगा? जिस तरीके से एआई आ रहा है, जिस तरीके से लोगों ने अब रेडियो को सुनना बंद कर दिया है.
हाय दैया यशोदा मैया, ये आपसे किसने कहा? But here's the thing, you're right. Things have changed, but things have changed for every medium with AI coming in. Hollywood had a strike because, unka rosy roti chin rahi thi, and I'm hoping that's what happens over here as well. AI is not the only khatra. Changing times, digital media, aap jo bhi bolo, yes, things will change, but koi bhi madhyam aise marta nahi hai. And I'm glad you brought this up because aapke itne amazing sunne wale hain. There are people in power who are listening, and that's what I want for the medium. I told you this, कि इस माध्यम ने मुझे ना सिर्फ along with this medium, I'm able to explore acting and singing and dancing and everything. But what I want for this medium is, if the powers that we are listening, make it more accessible. एक वक्त हुआ करता था जब रेडियो को हर कोई हर जगह सुनता था. अब आपके फोन्स पे रेडियो सेट्स नहीं है, या फिर the app is not there. I want that to happen for radio. अगर हमारे फोन्स पे वापस आ जाए, if the government pushes that story, it will be great, and there is nothing like radio in the world.
How does it feel, जब हम कहते हैं कि नहीं, हम शक्तिशाली हैं, और हम उन महिलाओं की आवाज बनते हैं जो चाह कर भी अपनी आवाज नहीं दे पाती हैं. कई बार ऐसा हुआ है कि आपने ऐसा काम किया हो किसी एक ऐसे एपिसोड में?
Rubika, this is a life day in and day out, right? I do a show called the Superwomania Show. और जैसे ये नाम
सुपरवुमनिया, ये नाम बड़े अच्छे हैं, श्री शक्ति, सुपरवुमनिया.
क्योंकि देखिए एवरेज और रेगुलर तो होती ही नहीं है महिला, ये तो हमें मान ही लेना
Double
तो आप चाहे श्री शक्ति हैं या आप सुपरवुमनिया हैं, बट just carrying forward from what प्रेरणा said, एक तो है आवाज की खूबसूरती, राइट? ये एक आवाज है जो एक डब्बे से आप तक पहुंचती है, एंड देन यू रीइमेजिन इट, और व्हाट दे आर सेइंग यू फील लाइक आपके दिल की बात, आपके दिल के जज्बात शायद आपसे बेहतर वो आवाज बयां कर रही है. बट ऑल्सो व्हाट इज इट दैट वॉइस वांट्स टू से? क्योंकि कई बार हम ये भूल जाते हैं कि एक प्लेटफॉर्म है आपके पास, एक पावर है टू इन्फ्लुएंस, बट व्हाट इज इट दैट यू स्टैंड फॉर? व्हाट इज इट दैट यू रियली वांट टू डू? एंड आई वाज सो ग्लैड कि इतने साल रेडियो करके मेरे अंदर ये एक मन था कि एंड आई एम acutely aware of my privilege. हम शायद उन फैमिली से बिलोंग करते हैं जहाँ हमारे पेरेंट्स ने वो सपोर्ट दिया. जब मैं लोगों को बोलती हूँ कि मैं अपने फादर के साथ इतना बहस करती थी, दैट क्रेडिट गोज टू हिम, कि वो एक फादर मुझे बहस करने को अलाउ करते थे. वो ये नहीं बोलते थे चुप हो जाओ, वो मेरे हर सवाल का जवाब देते थे. तो सवाल उठाना और उस जवाब की तलाश करना बहुत ज़रूरी है. एंड समटाइम्स इफ अदर्स फाइंड दैट वेरी डिफिकल्ट, यू बिकम दैट कॉन्ड्यूट, यू बिकम दैट प्लेटफॉर्म. और रेडियो लोग समझ नहीं पाते, इतना एम्पावर करता है कि कई बार लोग चेहरा नहीं दिखाना चाहते. ऑल्सो कोई भेदभाव नहीं है, कोई डिस्क्रिमिनेशन नहीं है. आप जैसे भी दिखते हो, आप जहाँ के भी हो, आप आवाज़ उठाइए, वो आवाज़ पहुँचेगी जहाँ पहुँचनी है. And that is exactly what I try to do, to give it back to that community.
You just said is actually true. ऐसा कोई gender bias नहीं है. हाँ, seniority bias हो सकता है कभी. In Mirchi I'm talking about, not like throughout the fraternity. Bias in terms of क्योंकि ज़्यादा समय हुआ है, आपके लिए वो एक bridge है कि वो आपको बता सकें कि what exactly are the nitty-gritties of radio, basically. But genuinely speaking, radio एक, और सच में अगर आपको gender bias नहीं चाहिए, I think radio is the only place, and I can say it with as much pride, कि ऐसा नहीं कहेंगे तुम लड़की हो, नहीं नहीं नहीं, तुम प्रेग्नेंट, नहीं नहीं नहीं, तुम बच्चा है, नहीं नहीं नहीं, तुम्हारे पास में आवाज़ है, you're opinionated, you can carry forward a conversation, not for 1 day, not for 2 days, for 365 days. मेरे पेरेंट्स आज तक मुझसे पूछते हैं, दिवाली पे तुम्हें तो छुट्टी नहीं मिलेगी. नहीं मिलेगी. आज़ादी के दिन पे तुम्हें तो आज़ादी नहीं मिलेगी. नहीं मिलती है. हम Saturday, Sunday, whatever the hours are, we're working because that voice matters. Constantly ये सोच के तो हम ये नहीं काम करते कि आज बात की है ना, कल देखो. मलिश्का पिछले इतने सालों से पॉट होल्स के बारे में बात कर रही हैं. अंधेरी सबवे को डूबे हुए 11 बार हो चुके जुलाई में कि वो डूब, लेकिन फिर भी एक चीज दी श्री शक्ति to just let you know that listen, someone's talking about this because it is important. And अगर मलिश्का महेश भी होते, रेडियो में कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. शक्ति आवाज की बिल्कुल. I mean, that's what I think.
The session is called Power Circles of the West. And here, all the panelists here are representing power in their own right. So let me begin with Chitralekha here. Chitralekha, you grew up in a city and you're married into a political family, and you work in rural areas now. So how has that journey been?
You really got to understand the disparity. We see the shining India and all that is fine. But the real India, the चना वाली जो धूले में थी, जिसको मैंने साइकिल दी, वो चना बेचती थी, फिर साइकिल लेने जाती थी. So that reality versus our reality, the gap even today is extremely huge. It is getting bridged. Of course, there's a lot of positive initiative. Like I've seen the work Lions has been doing, a lot of work through journalism has got. At certain levels, social media and media also is very socialist in nature. It gives you that opportunity.
Nidhi ji, so take us through, your journey as an IAS officer, straddling many roles as a parent.
So I used to paint as a child also, but I gave it up completely for pursuing studies. So when I was expecting my second child, it happens with most of the working women that pregnancy comes with certain uncertainty. When you go on maternity leave from a post like Joint Commissioner BMC, there would be calls coming up, when are you joining, when are you joining? So this uncertainty created a vacuum, and my younger son was named by my elder son, Advij. Both are looking same. And I wanted a girl, so I didn't have any boy's name in mind. So my elder son named him Advin, which meant artist. And I found my cue. After 18 years, I found my cue that I have to begin my artistic journey once again.
Sarita ji, आपने Lions Club के through बहुत काम किया है breast cancer awareness. थोड़ा हमारे audiences के साथ share करिए कि जब आप जाती हैं, बात करती हैं, तो कितना मतलब अभी भी इग्नोरेंस है ब्रेस्ट कैंसर को लेके?
जब से मैंने लास्ट 16 इयर्स में ये काम कर रही हूँ, लेकिन पहले 3 से 4 साल तक मुझे अवेयरनेस के बारे में बोलने में, ये लोगों को समझाने में ही गया इतना वक्त, क्योंकि इतने कोई अवेयर नहीं है. अगर आप बोलोगे कि चलो आज जाके ये चेक करवाते हैं, तो खुद से कोई नहीं आएगा. घर से भी कोई उनको
पर
insist नहीं कर-
फैसिलिटीज हैं चेक कराने के लिए,
है
रूरल
ना,
महाराष्ट्र
बहुत-
में फैसिलिटीज हैं।
बहुत सारी फैसिलिटीज़ है, लेकिन वो रूरल एरिया के लेडीज़ तक वो पहुंचती भी नहीं है और उनको ये मालूम भी नहीं है। कई कई हॉस्पिटल में तो कोई सुविधा भी नहीं है। तो ये शुरू से ही लेडी, हर लेडी खुद को लास्ट प्रायोरिटी देती है। तो मैं सब जेंट्स लोगों को बोलूँगी कि अपने घर के लेडी के ऊपर अगर उसके चेहरे से एक भी शिकन उसके चेहरे पे आई तो आपको सोचना चाहिए कि उसको क्या तकलीफ है।
We have to wrap up now, but Preeti, I just want you to share one quick financial tip.
As women we need to move beyond just saving, क्योंकि आपको पहले तो ये समझना चाहिए कि सेविंग इन्फ्लेशन नहीं बीट कर रहा है, यानी कि आपके पैसे की वैल्यू कम होती जा रही है हर साल. सो यू आर ट्राइंग वेरी हार्ड टू सेव इट बट द मनी इज लूजिंग वैल्यू. सो टू इन्वेस्ट इट टू मीन्स दैट टिपिकली यू मेक योर मनी ग्रो ओवर अ लॉन्ग टर्म पीरियड मोर देन इन्फ्लेशन. और उसके लिए आपको कुछ डिसीजंस लेने. सबसे पहले गोल सेटिंग करिए. बिगिन विद सेटिंग गोल्स बिकॉज दैट विल टेल यू टाइम फ्रेम. Time frame will tell you where to invest your money. 3 goals every woman should have. One is create an emergency fund for herself tomorrow if something happens.
That no one should know about.
That, no, of course, everybody should know. This is the other misnomer. I think women need to have that sense of ownership that I have created this and this is something, and explain. I think communication is very important for women to communicate, and we find that the biggest roadblock or the gap between women and money, the lack of communication. Second, your retirement. Do not depend on Bhagwan, husband, brother, son, right? Create it for
Make
yourself.
your money grow. Then you have to think of a retirement corpus
fund,
and then
अपना
yeah.
corpus बनाइए. And if you have children, definitely make sure that उनका education का भी आप onus लें. And fourth most important thing, please insurance लीजिए, health insurance. हमने COVID के बाद एक survey किया था where 70% women, mass middle income women had no health insurance.
Priyanka, tell us about your journey. Why sleep? Why comfort? Did you find it difficult to sleep? Therefore, Sleep Company.
See, before 30, you think you're superwoman, right? You can, all of us think that sleep is not important. You can go sleepless for nights and nights and nights, and then a baby is born. And you are so sleepless every single night. I think ask any mom out here, you crave for few hours of sleep, right? And your back goes for a toss because you're sitting and feeding most of the time. And that's the time this category just stuck me, Chandra. I realized 2 things. One, I realized a category where we spend literally 1/3 of our life was so ignored in this country. You know, from any spectrum, brands were not bothering, products were not great. So I realized the correlation between the importance of the category and what we were spending on the category was way off. And 2, I think we realized that the product quality in the country was nowhere close to any developed countries like US, Europe. And I think that's where we became crazy. We said we need to change that. We need to make this country sleep better. And we started working on products that we, you know, and it took us 1.5 years before we launched something which is patented. It's patented not just in India, it's patented across multiple countries. We call it smart grid technology. And, you know, our vision is now just to make the world sleep and sit better.
Hasha?
So I'm actually an accidental VC. First of all, thank you for having me here. I started my career as a chartered accountant, wanted to start a K-12 school for alternative pedagogy, spent 2 years trying to understand children in the classroom and then realized that's not my thing. So I have great amount of immense respect for women who've actually stepped into that entrepreneurship, because I realized what are the challenges when I was trying to do that for 2 years. So that has been my journey. For the last 9 years, I've been working with a VC fund, been recently a limited partner. I think what motivates me to continue on this journey is the kind of women I meet, the kind of opportunities which people are creating for themselves. It's not about somebody is giving them an opportunity, it's about them creating an opportunity for themselves. So I think that keeps me motivated.
Naya, and how have things changed with respect to the investing ecosystem in the last 10 years?
I definitely think it's changed, Chandra. The first time I remember raising my first round for my first company, there were a lot of random questions asked about, you know, when I would get pregnant, what would happen to the company then, etc., etc. To be fair, I've also had 10 years behind me. Nobody obviously is going to ask me those questions anymore. So I don't get asked those questions. Fundraising has been way easier this time around. It's been, it's been very easy relative to obviously the first time. But that said, has it trickled down effectively? Not sure. I think I think what has changed, however, is there are some stellar outcomes. If you look at Nykaa, look at IndieCube public
Mama
offering
Earth,
yesterday,
yeah.
Mama Earth, right? Some stellar outcomes led and spearheaded by women, which I think have shown people that you can build large, profitable, at scale, value, accretive businesses and run by women, and not just, of course, Kiran Mazumdar Shaw has been an
Biocon,
icon,
yeah.
but also new age consumer brands can be built. I think it needs to trickle down more. I still think the numbers are between 1 to 2% of total funding going to women-led ventures. That number is abysmally low.
आपने 2012 के बाद 2025 में हम हैं, आपने कोई ऐसा किरदार नहीं है जो एक बार रिपीट ना किया हो. व्हाट इज द रीजन? मतलब क्या सोच के आपने ये किरदार चुने हैं?
जी एक्चुअली मैं खुद ना थोड़ी चंचल स्वभाव की हूँ. मुझे ऐसे लगता है कि मैं एक चीज़ को पकड़ के नहीं रह सकती कि वही अब वर्क कर रहा है, अब वही करना है. मुझे खुद चैलेंजेस में बहुत मज़ा आता है. शायद मेरी पर्सनालिटी वैसी है, मेरी सोच वैसी है. जब मैं स्क्रिप्ट सुनती हूँ तो मुझे कोई ऐसी वो एक फ्यू सेकंड्स की बात होती है, आपको समझ में आ जाता है कि हाँ यहाँ पे मेरा दिल लग रहा है और मुझे ये करना है. सो और 2012 तक मैंने बहुत एडवर्टाइजिंग का काम किया, प्रिंट, टीवी, कैमरा पे एक्सपीरियंस, क्योंकि आइडिया ही नहीं था कि क्या होता है, एक सेट क्या चीज़ होती है, सिनेमेटोग्राफर किस चिड़िया का नाम है, या डायरेक्टर कौन साहब होते हैं, या कुछ आइडिया ही नहीं था.
कैसे ये इच्छा हुई कि आपको एक्टिंग करनी है?
जी मैं कुछ अनकन्वेंशनल माइंडसेट में ही बड़ी हुई हूँ. आर्मी कैंटोनमेंट से उखाड़ के आपको एक नोएडा में, आप एक सेक्टर में रह रहे हैं, वहाँ पे आपका सिविलियन पूरी तरह से यू आर एक्सपोज टू अ सिविलियन बैकग्राउंड, जो अपने आप में एक बहुत बड़ा कल्चर शॉक था. आई एम जस्ट गिविंग यू कॉन्टेक्स्ट.
अंडरस्टैंडेबल.
तो बिट बाय बिट देयर वर सो मेनी कल्चर शॉक्स एंड सो मेनी सर्कमस्टांशियल शिफ्ट्स. तो मुझे समझ में आया कि शायद लाइफ ऐसी ही है, और वहाँ पर शायद ग्रोइंग अप आई वॉज ऑलवेज ऑन स्टेज. डिबेटिंग हो गया, ड्रामेटिक्स हो गया, नाटक, कुछ भी मैं करती थी, स्कूल में, कॉलेज में. मुझे समझ में आ रहा था कि यहाँ मेरा दिल बहुत लगता है, क्योंकि यहाँ पे ना कुछ एक केओस में सुकून है. मुझे मज़ा आता था उसमें, और मुझे अच्छा लगता था कि मुझे ना लोगों को जाके अपने आप को इंट्रोड्यूस नहीं करना पड़ता, वो जान जाते हैं कि मैं कौन हूँ. वहाँ से कहीं एक एक्टिंग की चॉइस सामने आई कि चलो देखते हैं कि इससे अपनी एक लाइफ बन सकती है क्या.
सो डिड यू मेक अ राइट चॉइस? आज जब मैं आपसे ये सवाल पूछूं तो
आपके साथ बैठी हूँ, यहाँ बातचीत अच्छी चल रही है, बढ़िया बैकड्रॉप, बढ़िया अच्छे ब्यूटीफुल पीपल हियर. आई थिंक आई एम फाइन.
What's the one thing that was not there during your time that you wish you had and you see in current women's sport?
Maybe the awareness and the priority. I wish I was born in these days. I would have done something great than what I did in my days, because it was full of struggle. But nowadays we have priority, awareness in the society. Parents are thinking of putting their kids into sport, and they have the clarity in their mind. If their kid is not going to pursue the sport professionally, they want him to play because it is helping him in his general life. So that's the big change in our society we have, and there are plenty of employment opportunities. There are good infrastructure, good coaches, everything. I mean, we have started our journey on the professionals as a professional sport.
The media right now, the kind of role they are playing, if they can have it more and more. Thankfully, as she said, their sport didn't have that kind of issue with the equality in women. In my sport also pretty much, but in the sports, I would say the tougher sports like wrestling, kabaddi, or few other sports, there still we do have people, struggling or facing those kind of issues. And we are trying to overcome those through a lot of forums. But well, yes, I think that is something which I would look forward to. And then the more number of tournaments, especially for the women, as you mentioned, football, they have done well. So the funding aspect also has to increase. So that is what we look at.
I want to talk to you about women and mental health because a lot of the audiences are women. How often do we really think about our mental health?
So, I think women by and large, I think we just assume the role of caregivers. And I think it's just been a generational sort of pass down where we're always keeping our needs at the end. We're always putting everybody else's needs before us. But we are obviously playing a lot of roles. And I think more so now than ever before, because we're also trying to balance our careers with our family life. That role does not change and will not change, but we're also trying to be super efficient at work. So we're trying to be perfect at home, we're trying to be perfect in all our relationships, we're trying to be perfect as the perfect mother, daughter-in-law, sister, all of that. And we're also obviously wanting to do really well at work. So of course it's a tug and we're really being pulled in different directions. And very often I think in that we do tend to overlook our own needs. I think it just is, as I said, like we were discussing, it's something very personal to all of us, but I think it's a shared experience.
Shared experience.
And most certainly I would say that for myself as well. I think more and more we have to sort of focus more on our mental health as well.
What has been of course, both of you are outliers because you're finance professionals yourself. Nevertheless, when it comes to navigating your personal finances, how has it been?
Finance or managing money is completely gender agnostic. So when I started my career 25 years back, there was barely one woman in the room. Now at least I see more than one. I think that is the positive thing. And navigation is all in the mind. You don't need Google Maps for this, so go for it, is what I would tell all the women in this room.
Rashi, is that a myth that women find it difficult to manage the finances?
I think perhaps the journey starts with being financially independent, and then you start taking decisions because you have confidence in doing them. So maybe like Lakshmi mentioned, I think seeing more women being financially independent is perhaps the first step in investing on your own and being confident about it. But I'd also say this, investing is about risk and reward. And I think women inherently have the ability to assess risk a lot better. I think we tend to underestimate that it's not only about reward, it's also about risk mitigation. And we are very good at that, I feel.
What made you pursue a career in diplomacy? When did you think that this was your calling and this is what you wanted to do? Let's start with you.
When I entered the ministry, it's just because I accompanied my friend who got the scholarship from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. During that time, because I study law, I planned to enter into the bar exam to become the lawyer. But later on, when I accompanied my friend to take exam for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and I just passed. So I think, it's not bad. So I should enter into the, foreign arena and become, woman for the world. So that's why I just go on attending the interview, and I can successfully pass the exam and become the civil servant for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
You make it sound so easy. What about you?
I must say that I've decided relatively early. When I was 17, I knew I wanted to be and work in diplomacy. And I saw it mostly as a possibility of living in different countries, learning about different languages, different cultures, different people. So this is mostly what attracted me at that moment. But yeah, when I was 17, I knew I wanted to be a diplomat.
Both of you are very, very deeply rooted in this Marathi culture and cinema, of course. How do you see the Marathi film industry today?
I think that, we've always had a history of very strong literatas in Marathi, playwrights. Our theatre scene is so important to us. So I think that all in all, this creates a culture where people are thirsty for something new, for some innovation in form, content. They're open-minded enough to accept a variety of, stories. So I think that the theatre scene has cultivated the audience the way film festivals all across the world have cultivated audiences for, different kinds of films that push the envelope. So I think that is a huge advantage for people born and brought up in Maharashtra, because we have that in our blood. So I think all of this collectively has given that power to the audience to expect something new, to expect that glass ceilings will be broken.
Why did you choose to take this path? Was it more of creative freedom that the OTT as a platform offers you?
For me, what stories I'm part of is a very important factor. Interestingly, my first film was a Marathi film. Very organically after that, I ended up doing a French film. And then I did Fan opposite the wonderful SRK. But it was Mirzapur and the advent of OTT. Mirzapur was one of the early birds. The success of that show is what actually gave momentum to my career. And I'll tell you what's happened with OTT. Yes, right now, of course, it's a cluttered space. But the streaming platforms gave opportunities not just to actors, but to technicians, to writers, to so many people. And it kind of allowed people to explore different stories. In films, often because of the virtue of the time limit, you may not always get that much scope to perform. So for me, the reason why I have comparatively done more work on OTT is just because the quality of the work has been amazing, right? So for me, it was not that for my ego, I want to say, no, I'll just do films, because I believe that you have to be stubborn about your dream, but be flexible about the plan. Today, if I'm called here, oh, wow, I didn't know. Okay, I'm going to say that again elsewhere. I do think that today the work and the opportunities I've got, especially with the kind of women I've been able to play on screen, whether it's Kashav Kaze in Guilty Minds or in Mandala Murders, Rukmini, I don't know if I would have got those opportunities. However, now I think it's important to maintain that balance, because this industry is quick to box you. So you have to maintain the balance. So now I'm a little bit more focused on films.